Imagine this. You open your phone, type one question into an AI box, and within seconds it writes, explains, plans, codes, argues, and creates for you. At first, it feels like a tool. Then it becomes a habit. Then, slowly, you realize something uncomfortable. The machine is not only answering you, it is training you to ask differently, think differently, and depend differently. So here is the real question. Who controls the system that millions of people now trust with their ideas, their work, their education, and sometimes even their private fears? This story is not about a robot taking over the world. It is about a man standing at the center of the most powerful technology race of our time. His name is Sam Altman. To some people, he is the face of progress. To others, he is a warning sign. But before you decide what he is, you need to understand what he helped build. Sam Altman did not become famous because he was a celebrity founder shouting on stage every day. His rise was quieter. He studied at Stanford, dropped out, started a company called Looped, and later became president of Y Combinator, one of the most influential startup accelerators in Silicon Valley. That role put him close to a simple but dangerous idea. Small teams, with enough ambition and money, can reshape entire industries. Then came OpenAI. OpenAI was built around a mission that sounds almost noble. Make sure artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. Read that again in your mind. All of humanity. Not one company, not one government, not one billionaire, everyone. But the difficult part is this. If you are trying to build a technology powerful enough to affect everyone, who gets to decide when it is ready? Who decides what it is allowed to do? Who decides what risks are acceptable? Now think about the 30th of November, 2022. ChatGPT was released to the public. No dramatic siren, no world leaders making speeches, just a product launch. But after that moment, the internet changed. Students used it, workers used it, coders used it, writers used it, businesses used it. People who had never cared about artificial intelligence suddenly had an AI assistant sitting in their browser. And maybe you did too. You asked it for ideas. You asked it to write something. You asked it to explain something difficult. And for a second, it felt magical. But every magical technology creates a second question. What happens when the tool becomes bigger than the user? Within 2 months, analysts estimated ChatGPT had reached 100 million monthly active users. That kind of speed does not just create a company, it creates a new dependency. When millions of people change how they search, learn, write, and work, the company behind that system gains a kind of power that is hard to see at first. That is where Sam Altman becomes more than a tech CEO. Under him, OpenAI was no longer just a research lab. It became a product company, a platform, a partner of Microsoft, and a symbol of the AI boom. Microsoft made a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar investment in OpenAI. That partnership helped push AI from research papers into offices, search engines, software, and everyday work. Now ask yourself this. If AI becomes part of every email, every classroom, every business, every search result, and every creative decision, is it still just software, or is it infrastructure? Because infrastructure controls behavior. Roads decide where cities grow. Banks decide where money flows. Search engines decide what information people find. And AI may decide what people create, believe, buy, and become. That is why Sam Altman's story became so dramatic in 2023. In November that year, OpenAI's board removed him as CEO. The company said the board no longer had confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI, saying he had not been consistently candid in his communications with the board. That sentence shook the technology world, because this was not just another executive being fired. This was the leader of the company, behind the fastest AI boom in history, being pushed out by the people meant to govern him. For a moment, the future of OpenAI looked uncertain. Then the pressure came. Employees reacted. Investors watched. Microsoft moved. Within days, Altman returned as CEO with a new initial board. Think about what that means. A board removed him. But the ecosystem around OpenAI was so powerful, so financially important, and so dependent on his leadership that the decision could not hold. This is the point where the story stops being simple, because one side says Sam Altman is the builder. He is the person pushing AI forward, creating tools that can help doctors, teachers, businesses, creators, and ordinary people do more. And that side is not completely wrong. But the other side says, wait, if this technology can change labor, knowledge, creativity, politics, and even national security, should one company move this fast? Should one CEO have this much influence over how the future arrives? That side is not completely wrong either. This is why the question is not, is Sam Altman good or bad? That is too easy. The real question is harder. What happens when the person promising to protect humanity is also racing to build the thing humanity needs protection from. And this is where you, the viewer, enter the story. Because AI is not something happening far away inside a lab, it is already touching your world. It can help you write. It can replace simple tasks. It can generate images, voices, code, strategies, lessons, contracts, and conversations. It can make a small creator faster. It can make a large company cheaper. It can make a student stronger. It can make a worker less necessary. So when leaders say AI will help humanity, you should ask, which humans first? When they say AI will create opportunity, ask, opportunity for whom? When they say AI must be safe, ask, safe according to whose definition? In 2026, this debate is no longer theoretical. OpenAI has pushed against proposals that would require government approval before companies release new AI models, while also asking for more funding for AI testing. That is the tension. In one sentence, move fast, but test more. Avoid heavy gates, but trust better evaluations. Maybe that is reasonable. Maybe too much regulation would slow useful technology. Maybe AI can cure diseases, improve education, and unlock productivity. But maybe, without strong outside control, the companies building AI will also become the judges of their own power. And that should make you pause. Because every empire in history had a story it told about itself. Some said they brought order. Some said they brought progress. Some said they were building the future. The question was never only what they said. The question was what power they collected while saying it. Sam Altman may truly believe AI can benefit humanity. OpenAI may truly believe its mission is good, but belief does not remove risk. Good intentions do not automatically create good outcomes. And powerful tools do not stay neutral just because their creators use beautiful words. So, look at your screen again. That AI box looks simple, clean, helpful, almost harmless. But behind it are servers, investors, researchers, politicians, regulators, competitors, and decisions you will never see. Behind it is a race to build systems that may become smarter, faster, and more influential than any technology before them. And at the center of that race is Sam Altman. Not a villain, not a savior, something more complicated. A man trying to build the future while asking the world to trust that the future will remain under control. But maybe the final question is not whether Sam Altman can control AI. Maybe the final question is this: if AI begins to control the way you work, learn, think, and choose, will you even notice when it happens? Or will it feel, just like today, like you are simply asking one more question? The scary part is that most people will not experience this as a revolution. They will experience it as convenience. A button inside a browser, a feature inside an app, a smart assistant inside a school, a hospital, a phone, a bank, or a workplace. No one will announce that the rules have changed. The change will arrive quietly, update by update, until the old way of doing things feels slow and the new way feels unavoidable. That is how power works in the modern world. It does not always arrive with soldiers or flags. Sometimes it arrives as a product you cannot stop using. So when you hear Sam Altman talk about safety, progress, regulation, and human benefit, do not just listen to the words. Watch the structure around him. Watch the money. Watch the partnerships. Watch the speed. Watch who gets access first and who gets left behind. Because whoever controls the interface may quietly influence the world behind it.